The most dangerous lie about self-improvement is one you've probably believed for years. That if you were motivated enough, your life would finally change. But what if motivation was never the answer? What if that's exactly why you keep starting over? Because almost everyone has lived through the same cycle. One day, you wake up feeling different. You watch a video, read a quote, listen to a podcast, and suddenly you feel ready to change your life. You make promises to yourself. Tomorrow will be different. You'll be more disciplined, more focused, more consistent. And for a while, it works. Maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks. Then an ordinary morning arrives. You're tired. The excitement is gone. The feeling disappears. And slowly, everything begins to fade. The habit, the routine, the version of yourself you were trying to become. That's usually when the guilt shows up. You tell yourself, maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I just don't have enough discipline. Maybe other people are stronger than me. But what if none of that is true? What if the problem is that you've been expecting a feeling to do a job it was never designed to do? Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings don't stay. Some days you feel unstoppable. Some days you don't feel like doing anything at all. That's not failure. That's being human. The mistake is believing that action should depend on how you feel. Think about it. You don't brush your teeth because you're motivated. You don't show up to important appointments because you're motivated. You don't do the most necessary things in your life because you're motivated. You do them because they've become part of who you are. Yet when it comes to our biggest dreams, we wait. We wait to feel ready. We wait to feel confident. We wait to feel motivated again. And while we're waiting, life keeps moving. That's why some people stay stuck for years, not because they don't care, not because they aren't capable, because they're waiting for a feeling that was never meant to lead. The people who seem consistent aren't the people who always feel motivated. They're the people who stopped negotiating with their emotions. They learned something most people never learn. Motivation can start the journey, but it cannot finish it. What finishes the journey is identity. The moment you stop asking, "Do I feel like doing this today?" and start asking, "Is this the kind of person I want to become?" everything changes. Because identities survive bad days. They survive doubt. They survive uncertainty. A writer writes. A runner runs. A learner learns. Not because they always feel inspired, because they've stopped making inspiration a requirement. And maybe that's the freedom nobody talks about. You don't need to feel powerful every morning. You don't need the perfect mindset. You don't need a burst of motivation. You only need the next step, then the next one, and then the next. Because the life you want is rarely built during moments of motivation. It's built during ordinary days, ordinary decisions, repeated long after the excitement disappears. So if you've been waiting for motivation lately, maybe you're waiting for the wrong thing. Because sometimes the people who change their lives aren't the ones who feel the most motivated. They're the ones who keep moving after motivation leaves. And that's where real change begins.